Buenos Aires. November 19. Argentina elected right-wing libertarian Javier Milei as its new president on Sunday, casting the dice against an outsider with radical views on fixing an economy battered by triple-digit inflation, a looming recession and rising poverty. Milei, riding a wave of voter anger against mainstream politics, won by a wider-than-expected margin. He received nearly 56% of the vote, while his opponent, Peronist economy minister Sergio Massa, received just over 44%. In a defiant speech after the result, Milei said, "The collapse model is over. There is no going back," while also acknowledging the challenges he faced. "We have huge problems ahead of us: inflation, unemployment and poverty," he said. "The situation is critical and there is no room for half measures." In central Buenos Aires, hundreds of Milei supporters honked their horns and shouted the popular refrain against political elites all out as rock music played from loudspeakers. As the excitement increased, some citizens exploded fireworks. "We came to celebrate this historic victory," said Efrain Viveros, a 21-year-old student from Salta province. "Milei represents change for the better. Without Massa we would have no future. Our future is back." Milei promises economic shock therapy. His plans include closing the central bank, lowering the peso and cutting spending. These reforms resonate with voters' anger over economic distress. Milei is something new, little unknown and a little scary. But it's time to turn over new leaf. Restaurant worker Cristian, 31, said while voting on Sunday. The challenges Milei faces are enormous. It will have to deal with empty government and central bank coffers, the International Monetary Fund's creaking $44 billion debt program, inflation approaching 150% and dizzying capital controls. Some Argentines had described the vote as a choice of the lesser evil, fear of Milei's painful economic medicine versus anger at Massa and his Peronist party for an economic crisis that left Argentina deeply in debt and unable to tap into global credit markets. Milei became particularly popular among young people who grew up seeing their countries drift from one crisis to another. "Maybe Milei may not be everything she said that I agree with or can identify with, but she is our future," said 20-year-old student Irene Sosa, who was celebrating in front of the election shelter. "Milei represents a future for young people like me. While Massa was everything that was wrong with our country, Milei's victory would shake up Argentina's political landscape, economic roadmap and could affect grain, lithium, hydrocarbon trade." Milei criticized China and Brazil, saying he would not mess with communists and said he favored stronger ties with the United States. Argentine presidential candidate Javier Milei and his sister Karina Milei react to the results of the second-round presidential election in Buenos Aires, Argentina. On November 19, 2023, Agustin,